Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age.
Welcome to Spacemen Hockey on the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network. This afternoon from the Sport One Parkview Ice House, the Fort Wayne Spacemen will host the Chicago Cougars in a USPHL hockey game. Good afternoon, everybody. Along with Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here ringside at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Last night, the Spacemen suffered their first loss of the season in 4 games, falling to the Cougars by the final of 11-5. With that win, Chicago ran its season record to 5-1. And Brandon, I wasn't here last night, but from everything I have heard, Spacemen kept it close for a pretty well 2/3 of the game, and then it was Chicago opening it up. But toward the end, a penalty-filled game that saw fighting, saw ejections, and saw the Chicago assistant coach tossed, so the game really degenerated down the stretch.
Yeah, as we've preached last week with the Motor City Hockey Club, one thing that the Spacemen needed to work on is staying out of the box, and they certainly failed at that task last night, as they played very undisciplined, a lot of stupid penalties, to be very blatantly about it. A lot of stupid penalties on the play for the Spacemen, and a lot of stuff that happened after the whistle that they should have just let go and stayed focused to their game plan.
Well, and
they didn't.
That's the thing, too. If a team knows you're undisciplined and it can rile you up either by chirping or a little chip after the whistle, it's one of the fine facts of life of ice hockey. Officials, referees always seem to see the retaliation. They don't see the instigation that much. So it will be very important for Kaylee Schrock's Fort Wayne Spacemen. Tell his players you have to stay out of the box. You have to get rid of the extracurriculars. And it's interesting because losing last night 11-5, they gave up more goals in last night's game to Chicago, the same amount of goals, 11, that they had given up in just their first 3 games, all victories. So certainly it's going to be a situation where you need the good goaltending, and that starts also with good defense and good back-checking from the forwards.
Yeah, as I mentioned last night with you not being here, the Spacemen, they were in unfamiliar territory. I don't think they've ever really had that kind of adversity going into a game, let alone a third period where they're actually trailing, and now all of a sudden Chicago's putting up 2 goals really fast, and now they're even further behind. So that was their really true test with, okay, now we're in trouble. How are we going to come from behind here? Because, well, like I said, with all the penalties last night, they weren't able to get their offensive pressure that we've seen that they are capable of performing. They weren't able to do that last night.
Well, there'll be a relatively new member of the Spacemen in goal. Michael Heward will get the start in goal. You told me he played some last night and new to the roster this week because he was not on the season opening roster. So he'll get the start in goal, and the Spacemen again will be looking to rebound and see if they can bounce back in this game. The Zamboni is off the ice, so they'll be placing the nets, and pretty soon we will have the players come to the ice. One of the things we do need to point out initially, this was supposed to be about a 1:30 start, and due to some heavy scheduling here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, they fell behind. So ultimately this game will start roughly a half hour later than its scheduled time. We'll probably drop the puck at about 2 o'clock. So what we'll do is we'll take a quick break. When we come back, we'll have the starting lineups and Game 2 of this weekend set between the Chicago Cougars and the Fort Wayne Spacemen. You're watching Spacemen Hockey on the Fort Wayne Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at this ball.
Shot hits the post. And the center feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and
Parkview Sport One Ice House. Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Here are the starting lineups for the Chicago Cougars. In goal is Alex Schultz. On defense, Cody Marcotte and Trevor Stokes. Up front, Braden Heminger, who had a good game last night, and also Joseph Martancic. Alex Mahoney will also be up front. He had a hat trick last night. The starting lineups for the Spacemen brought to you by Three Rivers Federal Credit Union. Starting in goal will be the newcomer, Michael Heward. On defense, Alvin Berard and Jack Huffman. And up front, it'll be Tom Behrens, Jared Fisher, and Cameron Perry. The head coach of the Spacemen is Kaylee Schrock. His assistant is Josh Moles. And the head coach of the Chicago Cougars is Brad Stoffers. Josh Scott comes to center ice, and we are just about set for hockey. It'll be Heminger on the draw against Fisher.
Heminger did a really good job in the faceoff circle last night for the Cougars.
And he controls the draw off the opening drop. Right off the hop, one of the Cougars hits the ice. That was Marcotte. Heward comes out from behind the net to ring it around the boards. They try to clear. Marcotte keeps it in. Now in behind, hustling for the puck is Mahoney. Ooh, that just missed. A quick shot that Heward had to be ready for. Now it goes off the skate of Behrens, and he'll try to bang it off the boards, gets it ahead to Perry. Here comes Fisher. Fisher, he has a chance. He cuts in, tries to go short side, but Schultz does a good job to hug the post and keep it out. Now Behrens gets it back to the point, and Berard is blocked on the play. A good play that time by the Cougars, as clogging things up that time was Joseph Martancic. And we have played 40 seconds. Face-off will be in the Chicago zone to the right of Schultz. Spacemen also would like to thank their ticket sponsor, Cap and Cork. Now on the draw, it comes back to the point. Fort Wayne will try to set up a quick shot. Pinned along the boards is Robbins. They dig for the puck. Who's trying to come away with it was LaPointe, but now it goes off the boards, and the Cougars try to break out the other way. Now jammed up in the neutral zone. And it goes back into the Chicago zone. Hustling back is Dakota Slingerland. Now Ruchala, but it's intercepted. Centering attempt that time by Huffman, but it doesn't get through. That time Trey Hoffman was trying to find a mate on the other side. Robbins steps into his man, so a good forecheck here early on by the Spacemen. Sifting it out, though, and there's Brett Bauer coming in the off wing. His shot is blocked. Now behind the Fort Wayne goal, and the Spacemen look for the breakout. Pass that is tipped away that time by the Cougars. Long pass that time by Dakota Slingerland, and that should be an icing. Touched up, and the faceoff will come back down to the Chicago zone. Any goal or assist in this game scored by any of the Perry brothers, Devin or Cameron, and they're sponsored by Hudamaki Packaging and Labeling Company. Alexander Arnold on the draw. Brandon McNeil was working there. He tries to get a centering pass going. And again, Chicago, that's just flipped to the neutral zone. Racing back is Jack Huffman. He'll bank it off the boards, just gets it out into the neutral zone. That pass was chipped over the Chicago bench. So it'll be just outside the Cougars zone. 17:58 to go in the opening period. The Spacemen looking to bounce back from that 11-5 loss last night. Their first of the season in 4 games. With the win, the Cougars up their record to 5-1. Fisher, who is the Midwest East Player of the Month for September, out there on the draw for the Spacemen. That goes onto the stick of Perry. Now Behrens will snap it on goal. That's sticked aside by Schultz. Banged off the boards by Parker, but the Spacemen keep it in. Perry in pursuit behind the net. They pinch it along the half wall. And Emmy Johnson trying to keep the puck in. It squirts out barrel. That's banged off the boards that time by Jake Schlereth. And we'll go back the other way with yet another Chicago icing. So the Cougars early on don't have a lot of hop in their step, it appears, Brandon. They've been icing the puck a considerable amount of time, and Fort Wayne trying to get things going with that good forechecking pressure.
Yeah, that's one of the changes from last night to today. Chicago, at least right now, doesn't quite have that pep in their step like they had last night going into the about 5-minute mark of the first period that they had yesterday.
Parker tries to carom it out, but Hoffman kept it in, so Trey Hoffman with the good one-handed stick play. Now the Cougars, they've been pinned in their own zone for much of the opening 3 minutes. Again, kept in at the point, snapped back in behind the Cougar goal. Marquette tries to bring it out. Fort Wayne keeps it right back in, and right back behind the Cougars net it goes. Now Marquette passes it off the boards to himself, and here comes a breakout, but puck a little too strong. That's flipped high off the glass. And now here comes Perry trying to get it in the zone. Puck being jammed up a lot in the early going here in the neutral zone. That's kept in by Chicago. That time Mahoney pinned it along the boards. Heminger behind the net. And it clears the Fort Wayne zone back to neutral. Quick pass on the stick of Heminger on the wing. He tries to center it through the middle. And now the Spacemen trying to deny an opportunity. There's a shot right on and dropping to the pads and then smothering the puck. A good save that time by Michael Heward, who had to be ready for that quick shot with the player coming out of the corner.
Yeah, Heminger continuing to show his offensive pressure that he had last night. Kind of looking to feed Mahoney in the high slot, but instead he elects to shoot as he kind of saw an opening right through the 5-hole of Heward, but Heward was able to keep the paddle down and keep it out of the net.
Chicago was trying for a late change, and referee Josh Scott chased them back to their bench. So not sure this is the combination that head coach Brad Stoffers wants out there right now. Again, they jam it up in the circle. And Chicago trying to center the puck toward the Fort Wayne goal. There's a quick shot from the point that time by Tomas Ruchala. It didn't get through, and now here come the Spacemen back the other way. Robbins tries to weave his way past the defender, but couldn't get past the Chicago defender that time. Now Ruchala moves it up ahead to Laskowski. And that may be another icing. No, it's waved off because the Chicago player gets their first centering pass. Oh, a shot right on. Goes just a little bit wide. Good scoring opportunity that time for the Cougars. And now back in their own end, it'll be Innie Johnson. Now ahead to Hoffman. Fisher will flip it in, and that'll be a delayed offside. Chicago, that's a kick pass, but they know it's a delayed offside, so the Spacemen let it go, and racing in is Schlereth, but intercepted. Now it's back in the Fort Wayne zone. So it's a bit of ping pong going on right now. Now here come the Spacemen looking to break it in. It's Toms Behrens with that big body, takes a hit from a couple of Cougars, but he able to hold his ground, and they try to get it right in front, and there's going to be a penalty coming up. So the first penalty of the game, and it's going to be roughing, and it'll come at the 5:09 mark. And it looks like that is going to be Keith Kazmarek going in for roughing. And the time is 5:09. Brandon, you pointed out when we were talking pregame that Kazmarek seems to be the guy who likes to stir the pot a little bit for the Cougars, so he'll take the first minor penalty of the game. So here comes the Fort Wayne power play. They get it back to the point, kept in, and LaPointe, who mans the point, spins around at the circle, but has the puck poked off his stick that time. That was a good play by the Cougars. So Fort Wayne will have to reset its power play. And coming in, it's Hoffman trying to center backhand across to Fisher. Kept in at the point by LaPointe. Come across to Cameron Perry. And that attempted pass was deflected by Heminger. But here comes Fisher. He has his pocket picked. And racing in is Martancic. Now the race is on for the puck. And that time Schultz tried to backhand it away. It just stayed right in front of him. Now intercepted by the Spacemen. Working behind the net. But that time Ruchala will shoot at the length of the rink. Tomas Ruchala. Quick change for the Cougars. Still about a minute of penalty time left for Chicago. And really Fort Wayne hasn't generated much so far in the power play. Again, fired the length of the rink. And the Chicago bench showing a lot of support for the guys on the ice doing the job, thwarting the Fort Wayne power play so far. Run around the boards, and that takes a funny hop. Racing for it is Tom's Barons. But again, they managed to chisel it out, and getting the job done is Alexander Arnold, down to the final half minute of Fort Wayne power play time. And a good forecheck that time by the Cougars to really give Fort Wayne problems, bringing out of its own end. Now here they come racing in. Jack Huffman tries to center. Racing in that time was Robbins, but he couldn't get good lumber on it. Now down to the final 4 seconds, and that'll be banged the length of the rink, and that'll take care of the Fort Wayne power play. Alvon Berard will go back and collect the puck. And now it's Chicago's turn with a heavy forecheck, but that's a little too strong, and racing out is Devin Perry. He takes a big hit that time. Whistling in that time was Schiebel, and he took a big hit. Now Schiebel's going to chase down his man.
Breakaway for
Dakota
the Cougars.
Slingerland. They come up, the shot. Oh, just goes wide. That was Bauer coming in, making a bid to get on the board first. Now Martancic. Shot goes a little bit wide. Now Fort Wayne looking for a breakout. They've got a chance for a 3-on-2. Pass comes ahead. Schiebel over the top of the net. Chasing it down is Perry. And Perry just tries to flip it up high. That was briefly gloved that time by Dakota Slingerland. Big hit that time as Brett Bauer stepped into his man. 11:48 to go in the opening period. We are scoreless from the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Brandon Porter, Kent Horman on hand here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Glad you could join us from wherever you are watching Spacemen hockey. Now the Cougars trying to put some pressure on. The pass right in front, just a little bit past the on-rushing Cougar. Backhand attempt that time by Heminger. Boy, what a great play that was, and Heward got a big pad on it. Well, Perry avoids a big hit that time, so Chicago obviously likes to play some physical hockey. Perry rings it around the boards. Lucas Robbins in pursuit. Now Robbins trying to get a hold of the puck, but now Chicago intercepts. Will circle. There's a long pass. Backhand ahead, and that could have been another breakaway, but just past the reach that time of Martancic. Circling in his own end now is Lucas Robbins, and here come the Spacemen looking for the breakout. Tapped off the boards, just feathered ahead. Now racing in off the wing, that time was Brandon McNeil. Neither team has been able to put a ton of pressure on the goal thus far. There was a long pass intended for Laskowski. That goes into the Fort Wayne corner. And now the Spacemen look to break it out. Dancing in is Barons. His shot deflected away. Barons tries to center. Berard can't get good wood on it. Now Barons with a good forecheck steps into his man, Cervantes. And it'll just be dumped into the neutral zone where Alvon Berard will bank it off the boards. Controlled that time by Andrew Cervantes. Now Spacemen with some good pressure. Let's see if they can get a shot on. This is Cameron Perry. So it's Perry, Fisher, and Barons, the line that started the game on the ice. And that time Fisher takes the big hit that time from Alec Gamble. Now here come the Cougars. Walking right in, the shot. Big save that time with the stick by Heward.
Looks like they're going to roll a hand pass.
As Kazmarek looked like he had a little bit of a step on the defense. Well, are we going to get a penalty here? It will come at the 10:29 mark. Let's see who gets it. Cross-check.
It's like Alvin Berard.
So at 10:29, Berard goes in for a cross-check. And for the first time in the game, we will see the Chicago Cougars power play. Oh, they call it a rough instead of a cross-check. I was certain that Josh Scott signaled cross-check, but they announced roughing, so here comes the Chicago power play. Let's see what they can do. Goes back to Marquette, the shot right in front.
On a quick side note, though, for Rucala from last night, it's good to see him back on his feet. He suffered a kind of a bad fall yesterday that took him out of the play for a couple minutes with an injury, but he came back later in the game. It's good to see him okay still today.
Yeah, you don't want to see injuries in any sport, but especially here at this level. The guys are 17 to 21 and hope to have future careers in ice hockey at some level. Pass right in front, and that time Martancic had a pretty good opportunity, but it was deflected away. So for the first 30 seconds of this power play, it has all been in the Fort Wayne zone, and finally the Spacemen able to clear the length of the rink. Good job by Huffman that time, and Fort Wayne will go to the bench and get some fresh troops on the ice. Now Martancic has to spin around, comes to center. Joseph Martancic dancing into the zone. Now he'll weave behind the Fort Wayne goal, look for a centering opportunity. Good job by Marquette to keep it in. His low drive right on, and a big save by Heward. Kept the pads together, smothered the puck, so a quality save that time by Michael Heward.
Marquette continuing to pretty much let him rip from the point. He did that a lot last night, and he was able to get a few assists on a couple of tip-ins and rebound opportunities that he gave the forwards.
Tell you what, Heward is listed as a big guy, 6'5", 201 pounds. Down still to another minute of power play time. Fort Wayne tries to clear it out of there, and they can't. Pass goes across, short side, shot, blocker save that time. Heward can't smother it right in front. Can they clear this time? All sorts of pressure on the Fort Wayne goal. Michael Heward with a great save once again to keep the puck out of the net. So this has been a very solid power play, even though it's come up empty so far for the Cougars. Laskowski had a great opportunity from the side of the net. Some modest pressure by LaPointe as Ruchala will break it out, but that's intercepted by the Spacemen and just fired right back in. Now Ruchala gathers behind his net, and he'll start the breakout. 10 seconds to go in the power play. They try to chip it ahead, but a good job that time by Dylan Marks to get in front of that pass. They tried to slide it across, and the power play is up, so Berard races back to the ice, and Fort Wayne survives some good pressure on the power play by the Chicago Cougars. Now a long pass goes ahead to Bauer. Heward very active with a great breakout pass. They almost catch Chicago in a line change. Perry tries to drop it back for Berard, who was racing in from his defensive position. Now it's kept in that time by Brandon McNeil. Takes the big hit that time from Laskowski. Laskowski just lays on him. So McNeil gets up so he can get back on side. Then he steps into Laskowski from behind. So here could be some of the hijinks, and I think that's going to be one of those undisciplined penalties on the Iceman. Interference is called. And this is at 13:15.
Looks like it's going to be Berard again.
Yep. And that'll be interference. What happened was there was a Cougar on the ice. He lost his stick, and Berard just golfed his stick away from him as he was trying to pick it up, and you cannot do that. So they no more than choke off a Cougar power play, and they have to go right back on the defense again, do the Spacemen. Joseph Martancic in on the draw for the Cougars, controlled by Fort Wayne. They scrum forward along the wall. And now back it goes to Marquette. Marquette goes cross ice. That pass a little too strong for Heminger. Hoffman is battling with two Cougars there. He comes out. Can they break it out? And that's just backhanded the length of the rink. Perry will look to come in. He's stepped into by his defender, but Perry comes away with the puck, has a chance, and it's gloved by Schultz. A great job that time by Devin Perry, shorthanded, to race into the Chicago zone, chase down that loose puck, evade a defender, and get a shot on goal.
Yeah, that's one thing the Perry brothers were really good at, is using their speed to get into the zone and pick up a loose puck back when they played for the Carroll Chargers high school hockey team.
Fisher in on the draw for Fort Wayne as he is jousting with Arnold. right in front of the Chicago goal. Here come the Cougars, and it will be Arnold. Racing on the off wing, evades his defender, Huffman. He just breaks in. They push him off the play so he doesn't get a shot on goal, but the drive that time is fanned on by Dakota Slingerland. Now back behind the goal. Still a minute of power play time left for the Cougars. Back to Slingerland. One-timer right off the side. Great save that time by Heward. Has a great quick shot by Dylan McNichols, and they score. They kept putting the pressure on in front, pounding the net, and finally, on the offside, they got it past Michael Heward. So on the board first is Chicago, a power play goal, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Cougars. We'll see who they give it to, but I believe it was Arnold. Alexander Arnold. So Arnold with the goal at 14:27 on the power play, and it's 1-0 in favor of Chicago. And unfortunately for the Spacemen, that power play was the result of an undisciplined penalty. Now skating in is Fisher. Backhander goes right off the chest of Schultz, and then he'll smother it up. Well, Jared Fisher continues to be a points machine along with his line mate, Toms Behrens. So far, it's been a well-played first period and a relatively penalty-free first period with still 5:17 to go here in this opening stanza. 1-0 in favor of Chicago. There's a quick shot, that time by Johnson, that just whistles wide, and that'll be chipped down the length of the rink. And this will not be an icing because that will be chased down by Mahoney. Fort Wayne looks to break it out, but that will go over the glass, and we'll have the face-off.
Yeah, as of last night, Jared Fisher averaging a impressive number of 5.33 points per game going into last night.
Well, through the first 3 games, all Fort Wayne wins, he had 8 goals and 8 assists for 16 points. And now he was leading the league. That long shot goes wide. Fort Wayne looking to get an equalizer, another good scoring opportunity, but tell you what, Heward's got a good quick stick to poke it away. Racing in is Schiebel behind the net. LaPointe takes a swipe at it. Chicago trying to dig it out. That time, Kazmarek tries to chip it out. This is delayed offside. Now they clear it. Huffman looked like he was being grabbed by Schlereth. And now Brimmy trying to put some pressure on it. LaPointe intercepts the shot, goes over the top of the net. He had a good opportunity there. And that was a quick transition for Fort Wayne. And Schultz, I think, caught a little bit off guard, but it whistled over the top of the crossbar. Now Huffman will ring it around the boards where it's controlled by Schiebel. He comes cross ice, but a Cougar who just stepped on the ice takes charge, and this will be Alexander Arnold, who just scored the goal. Arnold goes down to the ice, and that's flipped into the netting, so there will be a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone with 3:53 to go in this first period.
So Chicago pretty much picking up right where they left off, getting on the board early, and making sure they have the offensive pressure.
Well, one of the things I noticed, Chicago is a little bigger and a little more experienced team. Their average age, 18.38. Average weight, 176 pounds. Average height, 6 feet tall. The Spacemen average age, 17 and a half years old. Their average height, 5'11". Their average weight, 159.
Speed versus strength in
Yep.
that one right there.
Brett Bauer almost had a chance to break in right through the middle, but the defense pinched to push him off the play. Slingerland tried to wrap it in off the boards. A lot of this first period has been played in the neutral zone. Now here comes Johnson trying to fire it in, or I should say McNeil. And then the rebound coming out to Robbins, and he just whistled that one wide. Now McNeil tries to circle. Intercepted by the Cougars defense. Good pressure that time by Perry. And right in front of the net, Schultz is able to put the big mid over it. Now here comes some of the extracurriculars. McNeil, Slingerland exchanging pleasantries. Looked like Laskowski was in there nudging somebody from the Spacemen as well. So 3 minutes even here to go in the first period. 1-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars. We hope to have a word with John Schwartz, who's the Midwest Commissioner and has a son who's an assistant coach with the Chicago Cougars. He's had a lot of interest in junior hockey. That time a clean face-off win by Braden Heminger. And here comes Martancic, tries to get it up ahead to Heminger. Huffman will gather behind his net. Try to fire it up the middle for Perry. A little too strong. Marquette bangs it off the boards. And racing in is Alec Mahoney. Cuts in, tries to get the backhander in. Good job again by Heward to hold his ground. And now Fort Wayne looking for a breakout. Behrens winds up on top of his man. Can't get his stick back. Gives him a little shove. Now circling behind his own net was Stokes. The captain Fisher is stepped into that time by Marquette. And offside are the Spacemen. And again, a little bit of rubbing after the whistle.
So as we mentioned earlier, especially last night, you see a lot of local talent here with the Spacemen. A lot of players coming from Fort Wayne, and that has been added on to with the addition of Brandon McNeil, formerly from the Homestead Spartans varsity hockey team.
5'11", 177-pounder. Face off just outside of the Cougar zone with 2:10 to go here in the opening period. Stokes tries to feed it ahead, but losing an edge was Dylan Parker, and that'll go the length of the rink for an icing. You know, Fort Wayne will be looking to get some more offensive pressure. Their forecheck has been good. They haven't really had the chance to get a number of quality shots on goal, a number of scoring opportunities.
And this is something Chicago did last night. They're always making sure they're at least in some kind of way within the line of fire for the Spacemen, making sure they have every chance that they do have a chance to shoot is hard to get to the net.
Marquette steps into his man, then sits on him. Huffman gets up and flips it into the zone, gets past Kazmarek. And now Huffman tries to center. Oh, that just missed Schiebel that time, and now Marquette rubs him off the play. Now racing in will be Dylan Parker. He takes a hit. Now the physicality is starting to ramp up as we have 1:32 to go, and we have a whistle as covering the puck that time was Michael Heward, the new goaltender for the Spacemen. Well, I made this observation last week. I believe of a 20-man roster, 10 of the players hail from Fort Wayne, so you talk about a lot of Fort Wayne flavor. Arnold, who has the lone goal of the game so far, is in for the draw. And one of the Spacemen is chased out. Boy, the draw was kind of a bouncing biscuit. That's just dumped into the corner that time by Tommy Spanos. And again, they muck along the boards. Fisher digging, that time going against Arnold. And they try to get it out. That pass was a little too strong that time for Behrens, but he'll race in and chase Spanos. Behrens trying to rub the other Cougar defender off the plane. Look to center. There's a shot right on. A great pass right on the stick of Fisher. But he fired it into the breadbasket, that time of Schultz, who did a good job to smother it. So line changes all around with 1 minute, 3 seconds to go in what has been a well-played first period, relatively penalty-free. These teams, though, as the game will wear on, will probably ramp up the physical style of play. Clearly, that's the way the Cougars like to play it, and Fort Wayne doesn't back down either. Poke check that time by Martancic, and he breaks in with a teammate. Just a little too strong for Mahoney, as we're under a minute to play, into the corner. Martancic tries to dig it out, looking for a way to center it. Pinched along the boards. Huffman has his man, but Martancic comes away with it. Looks for a backdoor feed, can't get that to go. Now that's served along the boards. LaPointe will just ring it around the wall. Racing into play his man was Stokes, but it's cleared, and this will wind up on goal. Good forecheck that time by Corbin Schiebel as he puts a ton of pressure on the Cougar defenseman. Made a little incidental contact with the goaltender as well, but I don't think Josh Scott saw that. There's a drive that's tipped, and it goes just wide. Down to the final 9 seconds in the first period. Barons with some good pressure. Time for one last shot. And he tries a little backhander. What a great save that time. And they score, but let's see if it's a goal. There was a tremendous save that time by Heward. When the puck went in the net, the clock was showing all zero, so let's see if they're going to give him the goal. Well, this is going to be Josh Scott's call. Head coach Kaylee Schrock has a lot of interest.
It looked like it might have went in with .1. Just as that .1 came off the clock, it was already in the back of the net, at least from what we can tell at this angle.
Well, Heward disagreed. The players are still milling around to find out what the decision was. We certainly couldn't tell 100% from up here. Heward made a tremendous first save. Looked like it was on Heminger, and then somebody raced in to bang in the rebound, and it was tough to tell whether time had expired or not. So the discussion continues. There is a 2 on the scoreboard. And if it is a goal, it would have to come at 19:59, but we still don't know.
But that was a dynamic duo for Chicago last night. Heminger and Mahoney came in 2-on-1. When that initial shot was stopped, it looked like Josef Martinsek came in and put home the rebound. We get the official call.
Well, they're giving Martancic the goal on the rebound. Heminger gets an assist, and the time of the goal will have to be 19:59 of the first period. So we have completed the opening 20 minutes of play on goals by Alexander Arnold and Josef Martancic. The Chicago Cougars lead the Fort Wayne Spacemen by the score of 2-0. We'll take a break. We'll come back and we'll recap the first period. You're watching Fort Wayne Spacemen hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age.
Welcome back to the Parkview Sport One Ice House, along with Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. And after the opening 20 minutes, the Spacemen find themselves trailing the Chicago Cougars by the score of 2-0. Chicago got on the board at the 14:27 mark of the opening period. Alexander Arnold on a power play goal. That gave Chicago a 1-0 lead. And then a really frenzied bit of pressure in the final seconds of the first period. Braden Heminger broke in, and a tremendous save was made by Michael Heward, but Josef Martancic pounced on the rebound, batted it in. The clock was showing double zeros. It took a little while for referee Josh Scott to confer with the linesmen, and they did say, yes, the puck just got into the net before double zeros went on the board, so Martancic from Heminger at the 19:59 mark. Relatively penalty-free first period. A penalty called on Chicago's Keith Kasmerick. That was a roughing penalty at 5:09. And then Alvon Berard got a roughing penalty. That came at 10:29. And then this was a key factor in that first Chicago goal. While a couple of players were scrumming around near the blue line, Cougar was on the ice, went to pick up his stick, but Berard swept his stick away from him. Josh Scott saw that. He called the 2-minute interference. That came at 13:15, and that set up the power play goal by Arnold. So again, goals by Arnold and Martancic for Chicago, and the Cougars lead by the score of 2-0 after the first period. We are pleased to be joined by the Midwest Commissioner of the USPHL, John Schwartz. John, welcome to Fort Wayne. Good to have you here.
Well, it's an honor to be here. What a product that Fort Wayne is showing up so far. Starting out 3-0, doing well from the champions of last year over here. I'm so excited about this product. I mean, guys like Todd Ramsey, John Finch, your staff right here, getting a coach like Kaylee Schrock. What else can you say about this thing? This is the real deal over here, and the Fort Wayne community is just unbelievable so far. So congratulations to you guys.
Thank you. And Brandon and I were talking about this. Initially, we didn't really know where the players were going to come from to man the Fort Wayne roster. And basically half of the Fort Wayne Spacemen roster are local products coming from the youth hockey and high school system. And the fact that they're able to play with the Motor Cities and the Chicagos of this league in their inaugural year, I think speaks to the quality of youth hockey in Fort Wayne. The coaching these kids are receiving right up to the high school level, when the high school kids can play in the USPHL and look like they fit in.
Well, when you got a facility like this, you got the Fort Wayne community that has the pro team here, and the development program that's out here in Fort Wayne that I've seen, you can see that happens pretty easily. So it's a great product. And just a parallel, like the Cougars in the first year, when they joined 5 years ago, they had a lot of local kids. And then now it's migrated to where now we have 12 billets at the Cougars versus at the beginning there was only like 4 billets and kids from all over the country. So it's that's how the junior hockey starts, with a bunch of the locals. It's great to have the local kids because it brings out the fans, and there's a ton of fans over here today. So this is an exciting atmosphere.
Tell us about your history in junior hockey. You obviously must have a passion for it, but you've had your fingers in a lot of junior hockey pies.
Yeah, so it all started, I run hockey tournaments under the name Ultimate Tournaments, and then one year we're in the Wisconsin Dells. We said, hey, let's get a junior hockey team, and we were in the Minnesota League, and our whole thing was, hey, let's give a free ticket to all the kids over in the Dells, come see a junior game while they're at the tournament. Turns out the kids are paying a couple $100 to go to water parks and stuff like that, so they didn't show up too much. But what morphed there was a great product. The Dells went on to be national championships a couple years later, and then all of a sudden I was very lucky. I have a team called the Wisconsin Rapids River Kings, and then this team here, the Cougars. That's in my backyard because I'm a Chicago guy, even though 2 teams from Wisconsin. So it's been really fun trying to help the kids get into school. And, our biggest thing here is we're a development program to get kids opportunities to play in school and save those parents a bunch of money in college to help out.
A little bit of family flavor with the Cougars. You have a son who's an assistant?
Yes. So my son started out in Florida playing for 1 year when he was 16. Then he played in the Dells for 3 years. Then he was very lucky. He played ACHA hockey, and the school gave him a bunch of student grants, and because of his grades, so he hardly paid any money, and it's just been great. So now he graduated in December. He's decided to do a little assistant coaching, helping with the tournaments, and utilizing his degree in marketing. So, very blessed that he's over here, and, it makes it interesting at home, that's for sure. I don't really talk too much hockey at home with him.
In order to make this work here in Fort Wayne, you do have to have solid ownership and support, and I think the community in the early going has really supported this hockey team. Fans, and I'm sure there are a lot of family and friends and relatives and stuff who come out, but I think a lot of hockey fans come out as well. You've got the good ownership with Todd Ramsey and John Finch, but my understanding is you also have been a key player of helping them along about what it takes to run a team at this level.
Yeah, sure. It goes both ways. John's taught me a lot about hockey, just like I taught him different things. We come from different backgrounds on it. And, with Kaylee having only 2.5 months to try and put a product out here in John, I mean, that's a tremendous undertaking. So what they've accomplished in 2 months to have a team start out 3-0 and be competitive is it exceeds all expectations. So very awesome to have Fort Wayne community and the Spacemen part of USPHL.
And, the goal, you have these kids age 17 to 21, and there's going to be a big showcase coming up next weekend. They want to get in front of the eyes of, say, college scouts, no matter if it's D1 through D3. They're hoping that maybe they can get a chance to play with a significant college program. Who knows what happens after that, because head coach Kaylee Schrock came from a Division III hockey program and had a good career with our Comets here, and he ended up being the captain.
Yeah, I've learned in the last 2 months what Kaylee's done over here and how great of a player is. The interesting about Kaylee when I met him was it's just his maturity level and the way his philosophies are with the kids to teach them to be great adults and great people off the ice. And not everybody could play pros. So he's here to not only teach them how to act like good stewards of the game, but get them to be great classmates. Because when you go to college, you're there for school and studies. And if you get to play some hockey, that's a bonus. You know.
John, welcome to Fort Wayne. Pleasure to speak with you, and doing a great job, obviously. And this is a top-flight product, so you must be proud.
Well, watching you and Brandon, what you guys got going over here, you make us look good. This is a phenomenal setup. I wish everybody got to see this. This is state-of-the-art #1. I give kudos to you guys.
Thanks for stopping by.
Thank
really
you.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
John Schwarz, the commissioner of the Midwest Division of the USPHL. Well, it's 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars after one period of play over the Fort Wayne Spacemen. The Zamboni is off the ice. The players will be returning shortly. We'll take a break, and we'll have second period action. It's 2-0 Cougars over the Spacemen. You are watching Fort Wayne Spacemen hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Craw.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibbs for shot, scores!
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ants in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. We are set for second period action. And referee Josh Scott wants the Spacemen to get to center ice. There's still a lengthy conversation going on with head coach Kaylee Schrock. Chicago is ready to go. 2-0 in favor of the Cougars. Goals by Alexander Arnold on the power play and Joseph Martancic with a nanosecond to go in the period. Chicago outshot Fort Wayne 21-14. And we are just about set for second period action. The draw goes back to the Cougars. They look to chip it in, but Huffman does a good job to keep it back at center. Fisher tries to poke it away. Now Behrens with the puck, breaking in, tries to slide past his defender. He's pushed off the play. As a result, Perry collides with him and goes down. And here come the Cougars looking for a scoring opportunity. Shot right on and smothered that time by Heward.
And here's more of this.
Well, you could see that coming because the Cougar, who now is just getting up out of the crease, Schlereth, he fired it from the top of the circle, kept skating right in. He was going to initiate some contact, it looked like. Huffman had none of that, and he decked him. But right off the hop, we've played 27 seconds, and here comes the ramped-up physicality, which, who knows, maybe Kaylee Schrock says you're going to have to step up, finish every check, create some scoring opportunities by taking them off the puck. Schlereth against Fisher, comes back to the point. That shot is deflected. It goes tumbling over the net. Parker dumps it back behind the net. Schlereth gives chase. And it's intercepted by the Cougars. Coming out and trying to poke it in that time was Dylan Parker, and they scrum right along the pipe. Good job that time by Michael Heward to hug the post and make sure that puck could not trickle through.
Yeah, I think of what Chicago likes to do is they like to do an old saying, which is play until you hear the whistle.
Mm-hmm.
And that's exactly what they've been doing, and he did that last night. Unfortunately, some of it went to a little extreme that the Spacemen did take exception to, which resulted in a very high penalty-filled event last night.
Heminger against Kevin LaPointe on the draw to the right of Michael Heward. The Spacemen try to control. It's wrapped off the boards, but held in at the point. Here comes a big drive. That caroms off of somebody. And Behrens looks for the breakout, tries to flip it ahead. It just goes to neutral, where it's controlled by the Cougars, that time by Dakota Slingerland. And it's dumped into the Fort Wayne zone. Heward will stop it behind his net. Bring it around for Robbins. Good pass that time to Dylan Marks. Now in the neutral zone. That's intercepted by the Spacemen. Giving chase is Heminger. Now breaking in, looking for a move. A Schiebel right in front. It just slithered through the crease that time. And it comes to neutral. Good quick pressure that time as Jack Huffman gets to the puck. But here come the onslaught again. Heminger comes back to the point, takes the return pass, tries the center, nobody home. Schiebel has a chance, but it's kept right back in that time by Slingerland. Right in front, here's a scoring opportunity. Just whistles wide. He tried to go short side that time. There was an errant pass, but fortunately for the Spacemen, Ruchala could not get good lumber on it. That goes into the Fort Wayne corner. There will be no ice, as that time Jack Huffman will play. And breaking out is McNeil. McNeil weaving through the green jerseys. Batted off the boards that time by Ruchala. Right in front, though. Again, the shots wide, kept in. That time by Emi Johnson. They dump it into the corner, but now it looks like it will be ruled offside. 17:42 to go in period 2.
Now it might have beat Emi Johnson by probably about a half an inch. Even then, that's just enough. Looks like they might rule an intentional offside. So I find that all the way back down.
I find that a little interesting. He was just trying to keep the puck in right at the blue line, but yeah, they ruled it an intentional offside, so the faceoff comes all the way down into the Fort Wayne end. McNeil scrumming with Arnold, and it comes clear to center ice. Big hustle that time by Lucas Robbins on the play. He loses an edge. Here come the Cougars back. It's dumped in by Arnold, but that's offside.
Actually, it looks like they might be ruling it. Might have went off a person on the bench. I saw no indication from the linesman. It looked like Josh Scott was the one who made the call.
Oh, well, tough to tell because it looks like throughout the game, at least the Chicago bench is all the players are standing. So there's a wall of green. Of course, a lot of the Spacemen players are up on their skates as well. Fisher on the draw. And he wins it. Back to Johnson. He'll just feather it ahead that time for Behrens, who's bumped off the play. But Behrens with that big body will cut in front of his own net, flips the backhander towards center ice. Perry tries to undercut the defender. And it looks like played with a high stick.
Yep, so faceoff will be all the way back down inside the Chicago zone.
17:13 to go in period number 2. 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars. Fisher tries to poke it into the corner where the team can apply pressure. It gets past everybody, sliding virtually the length of the rink on this freshly resurfaced ice. Heminger battling with Huffman. Now Huffman rings it around the boards, and that just goes airborne and goes over the glass. We'll have the face-off in the Fort Wayne zone to the right of goaltender Michael Heward. Well, after this game, the Spacemen will be gone for a while. October 10th through the 13th, they'll be at the Detroit Showcase, and then October 18th through the 20th, they'll be in Decatur for 3. So 7 games away. They don't come home until Friday, October 25th for a 7:30 face-off with Metro here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. And again, that puck finds its way into the netting.
Metro Jets Hockey Club kind of got that old Winnipeg feel from the 80s with their logo.
Fisher against Heminger on the draw. Chipped into the Fort Wayne zone. Berard will bank it off the boards. Flipped right back in, though, by Martancic. And that's chipped ahead, goes off the skate of a Cougar defender, and Cody Marquette circles behind his own net. He'll rip it off the boards. That gets into the skates of the linesman. Pinned off the play that time was Berard trying to break in as Fisher. Fisher leaning in, trying to get past Martancic, who rode him heavily off the play. And it comes back into the Fort Wayne zone. Circling is Trey Huffman. Huffman with speed. Slices through two defenders from Chicago, but here it comes back the other way, and the race is on. Berard battling that time with Martancic, and diving out to cover the puck is Michael Heward.
To be honest, I think he went to poke and he missed. And it just slid into him.
Well, we've played roughly 4 minutes here, and I think one of the things Kaylee Schrock probably told his boys, they were outshot 21-14. Fort Wayne has to find a way to not only just get more pucks on goal and get some scoring chances, but get some quality scoring chances. Alex Schultz has made some good saves, but he really hasn't been tested mightily. That shot deflects into the corner. They try to center through a maze of skates, and now Fort Wayne looks to break out. Schiebel tries to move it ahead, but intercepted by the Cougars. Johnson. Fort Wayne tries to work it in. Big hit there. Now here comes Lapointe. Kevin Lapointe trying to dance into the zone. Spins into the corner, ridden off by Schlereth. Lapointe comes away with the puck, puts the shot right on, and that is right into the breadbasket of Alex Schultz, the starting goaltender today for the Cougars. Looks like Chicago is changing up just one player. Lapointe in for the draw. Well, now here comes another Cougar off the ice. And Lapointe wins it cleanly back to the point. Johnson dumps it into the corner. Lapointe has it. He's being harassed by Adam Bremy. And the puck will slither toward the Fort Wayne goal. Hayward will leave for Johnson. Johnson surveys the landscape, tries to fire it ahead. That was tipped. It looked like it was tipped by a member of the Spacemen, but they call icing.
Lapointe's disagreeing with it one, saying he did knock it in.
Well, you never win that argument with the guy in stripes, so even though it looked like a Spaceman right near the blue line tipped it off his stick, they say it was icing, so Lapointe on the draw with Arnold. Arnold tries to poke it between his legs, then chase the puck down. Arnold has a goal in this game, and he weaves at the hash. Comes to the top of the circle, barely kept the puck in, right on goal, and that caromed off a skate. Bauer was there looking to pick up some loose change. And now Bremy gets it behind the net. Arnold pokes the puck off the stick. There's a quick shot. What a tremendous pad save by Hayward as he does the splits. That time he just flat out robbed Leskowski. And now coming back the other way, here come the Spacemen. Logan Robbins tries to come out in front. Now that's the kind of save that can really elevate a team, because a tremendous save by Heward, doing the splits, kicking out the right pad. Now Emmy Johnson tries to slide past his man, Laskowski. They pin it along the boards in the neutral zone. Now Chicago feeds it ahead to Arnold. Here comes Arnold. Little toe drag. Tries to just feed it right in front with a little saucer pass. That was a little too strong. Now Arnold takes the big hit from Lapointe. And that time Chicago can't keep it in the zone, so they're going to have to regroup. And intercepted this time by Dylan Marks. He takes the hit, spins around. There's a loose puck right in front, but Marquette takes control, and they come back the other way. Now here comes the quick pass ahead to Martancic. They center it right in front, and another tremendous save by Hayward. Unbelievable goaltending by Michael Hayward. And the net is off its mooring. Well, those are about as quality of scoring chances as a hockey team is going to get, and Hayward thwarted both of them to keep this a 2-0 Chicago lead. But right now, it's Chicago pouring on the pressure, and if not for Hayward, this thing could be getting out of hand.
Indeed, Hayward doing everything he can, and at this point he might as well try and go down and go score.
Devin Perry loses the draw at that time. It's back to the point, intercepted by Berard, who's going to lead the breakout. Tries to get it deep into the Chicago zone, then he's just going to fly in there off of his defensive area. So Berard trying to step things up a little bit. The puck winds up at the side of the net where it's smothered by the goaltender, Alex Schultz of the Cougars. 13 minutes, 20 seconds to go in period number 2.
But to give credit where credit is due, though, the Fort Wayne Spacemen have had some great chances, but the goaltender, Alex Schultz, has been really tremendous, making sure he stays square to the shot.
Berard along the wall takes the return pass, tries to slide it through a maze of players, but it caroms into the corner. And that time, Tom's Behrens. He's a hat-trick machine. So between Behrens and Fisher, boy, those guys can score points aplenty. Well, that'll just be flipped into the Fort Wayne zone, but Cameron Perry says no. He blocked the puck with his body. Now the Cougars will try to get it deep again. There's a drive, and that is sticked high into the netting by Michael Hayward. So the face-off will come in the Fort Wayne zone. It looks like fresh troops for both sides. 12:49 left in period number 2. The Chicago Cougars looking to run their season record to 6-1. And this is a program that's been around for 5 years, so a relatively new program as well. Now Fisher comes across. Behrens with the quick shot. That goes off a Cougar defenseman. So at times, Fort Wayne has had a lot of difficulty putting pucks right on goal. There's a big drive by Perry, but that was high and wide. Now Johnson tries to snap something on. That's sticked aside. Fort Wayne trying to dial up the pressure as Behrens. Now the Spacemen, again, looking to try to get some quality shots on Schultz. Behind the net, Fisher with a backhand centering pass. Behrens with the shot and a save. And a whistle, and Fisher can't believe it. Fisher was robbed in the first period. That time a nifty backhand pass right on the stick of Behrens and shot it right into that big goaltender, Alex Schultz.
Schultz definitely using his size to his advantage, as well as having great awareness of where everybody is on the ice.
Now Johnson, again, just tries to serve it on net, and what a great tip that time by Fisher, but again, Schultz equal to the task, and then trying to come on the wraparound that time was Behrens.
Schultz must have a horseshoe in him or something.
I'll tell you what, he has been all over the place, and one of the things I've noticed, he is very good going side to side, as is the Fort Wayne goaltender, Michael Heward. So we've seen great goaltending from both sides in this game. If you just might be tuning in, it's 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars, both coming in the first period. Power play goal by Alexander Arnold, and then Joseph Martancic scored with a second, probably less than a second left in the period, to give Chicago the 2-goal advantage. And Fort Wayne has really dialed up the forecheck, especially with this number one line of Fisher, Behrens, and Perry. Now it comes to neutral. Hoffman will just fire it in deep. And now the Cougars are starting to finish their checks. Arnold stepped into Hoffman after he dumped it into the zone. Now Hoffman puts the leg out to keep the puck in play. Fisher going into the corner, wrestles his man to the ground. Fisher comes up with the puck, tries to center again. Now Perry loses an edge and goes heavily into the boards. But Fort Wayne comes away with it. Huffman, that's Jimmy Johnson.
Penalty.
And we're going to have a penalty. And it looks like it's a slash. So this will come at the 8:49 mark. Yeah, be a slash. It'll be Trevor Stokes. 2 minutes for slashing at 8:49. First penalty of the period. And now here comes the Fort Wayne power play. Logan Robbins in on the draw, but it's definitely won that time by Schlereth. Racing over to get the puck is Berard. Comes cross ice to Emmy Johnson. Now back to Berard. Puck briefly hops off his stick. He regains control. Back to Johnson. Now somebody lost a stick, and that delayed Johnson trying to shoot the puck. Quick shot that time, and that will carry him out of play.
Minute 36 remaining in the Spacemen power play. One difference between last night and today, obviously, a lot less penalties coming into this game.
Yeah, we've only had a total of 4 penalties, 2 on each team, and we've just about approached the halfway mark. Fort Wayne trying to make something happen on the power play, which for the first 3 games was lethal, but a good job by the Cougars to clear. Hustling in that time was Martancic, but Fort Wayne gets past him. Now here's Fisher. Fisher breaking in, trying to dance around his defenders, leaves for Perry. Perry comes back to the point. LaPointe to Perry. Cross ice it goes. Behrens has it go off his skate with a little too much velocity, but it's reclaimed by Fort Wayne. There is Fisher. Fisher at the half wall. Now he takes a look. Back to Perry. And Cameron Perry snaps the shot. Boy, that was a high shot. And again, that flies over the top of the goal, and that'll be out of play. So the face-off continues to be in the Chicago zone. 1 tick under a minute to go in the Fort Wayne power play. 10-10 to go in period number 2. Tom's Behrens on the draw for the Spacemen. Goes to the wall where it is cleared the length of the rink. Heward will leave it for Kevin LaPointe. And LaPointe takes a look as he starts the rush up. Puts it on the stick of the captain, Fisher. Fisher tries to weave through the defense, can't get it done. That'll be chipped to center and a potential breakaway for the Cougars. But good hustle racing back that time was Kevin LaPointe to make sure that a shot couldn't even be got off that time by Joseph Martancic. And Martancic with a good back check. And he takes the puck, and he's going to try to take some time off that power play clock. Now LaPointe will settle the bouncing biscuit. They'll spin around, get it back to Fisher. Just 10 seconds, though, in the Fort Wayne power play. Good pass on the stick of Perry. Perry breaks in. Huffman's going to have a good opportunity. He shoots. Big save that time, and the rebound slides to the wall. Power play is up, but what a great pass play that was by the Spacemen. But again, the goaltender, Alex Schultz, was up to the task. 9 minutes to go in period 2. Team's back to playing 5 aside. Here comes Martancic over the blue line. Good job by Fisher to take him off the play, but there's a shot that's going to go right in front, but swatted out of there on that attempted centering pass. Good job that time by Trey Huffman. Now here comes Behrens breaking in, but he's bodied off the play with a good check by Mahoney. Well, this is good physical hockey right now. Again, they battle for it right along the boards. There's a late hit that time as Arnold stepped into LaPointe. Some words exchanged after that sequence. Well, that goes right through the skates of Arnold. Hoffman banks it off the boards, and that time McNeil's able to stay onside. Here comes Chicago looking for a breakout. Bauer, which can't have a much better hockey name if your name is Bauer. Berard almost has his pocket picked by Arnold, but there was Bauer again. Now here's Huffman. Lucas Robbins hustling for the puck, tries to set it up that time. Spinning and firing is McNeil. Right in front, they go for the backhand attempt and just can't quite get it home. Fort Wayne is really dialing up the pressure. Devin Perry trying to make something happen.
That one popped up on Schultz, and he immediately tracked it through the air right into his glove, as that one kind of went from post to post up in the air.
7:44 remain in period number 2. 2-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars. McNeil on the draw. Controlled by Fort Wayne. Back to Berard. Banged off the boards, and Perry tries to get it. It's slapped out by the Chicago defense, and will this go the length of the rink for icing? No, they wave it off. So Berard has to hustle after it. And now this one will go the length of the rink the other way, and this looks like it'll be icing against Fort Wayne, and it is. Well, again, the Spacemen started out 3-0. Last night's 11-5 loss to the Cougars, their first of the season. So looking to avoid a losing streak. They'd prefer to be 4-1 versus 3-2 going into that Detroit showcase. McNeil on the draw against Schlereth. And Chicago wins the draw. What a great pad save that time. A toe save by Heward on the tremendous quick shot by Dylan McNichols. Right now, Michael Heward is really keeping the Spacemen in this game. And if they can just get that next goal, Brandon, we were talking between periods, the next goal is a big one. If Fort Wayne can get a goal, make it 2-1, that would change the momentum considerably. And right now, you've had probably 4 outstanding saves in this period by Michael Heward. Huffman is stepped into that time by Schlereth. There's a shot, score.
There it is. That's an important goal we were just talking about.
And it looked like it was tipped. We'll see who gets the goal, but it was a turnover in the Fort Wayne zone. The time of the goal will be 13-13. It looked like Alec Gamble scored the goal unless it was tipped. Nope, it was Alec Gamble, so if it was tipped, it was tipped by a Fort Wayne defender. So that is a big goal, and it's 3-0 in favor of the Cougars with 6:40 to go in period 2.
Insulander with the assist on that one.
And that'll be icing on the Cougars, but just that quickly, a shift in momentum. Heward with a tremendous save, but a puck came free and right at the top of the circle. Gamble snapped the shot top shelf. It did look like it changed a little direction, so that might have gone off a Fort Wayne defender, but nonetheless it found its way behind Michael Heward, and 3-0 in favor of the Cougars. 6:32 to go here in the second period. Schiebel ridden into the wall. Here's LaPointe spinning, looking for a centering opportunity. Pushed off the play that time. Now Fort Wayne knows it's going to really have to dial up the offensive pressure. There's a big drive that goes a little bit wide by Dylan Marks. Chicago's doing a great job clogging up the front of the net, where a lot of shots are going off of shin guards, they're being deflected away, and if they're not...
Yeah, something I mentioned earlier in the game, Chicago's doing a really good job getting in the shooting lanes, making sure that it's very difficult for them to have a clear shot to the net.
And anything that does get to the net, Alex Schultz has been ready to go. Logan Robbins on the ice. LaPointe will take the draw. Now there's a conversation between referee Josh Scott and the head coach of the Chicago Cougars, Brad Stoffers. Well, now Josh Scott is skating over to the Fort Wayne bench and talking to head coach Kaylee Schrock and his assistant Josh Moles. So maybe he's trying to nip something in the bud right now, because with it 3-0, there might be a little more talking going on in the ice and things like that.
This is what happened last night. Chicago got up to a big lead, and then Spacemen just kind of lost their composure a little bit. So referee Josh Scott's probably giving them a warning. We ain't going to tolerate what happened last night.
And that's good officiating. So let's see, though, if the players, looked like right off the draw, looked like LaPointe took a shot, but he was trying just to win the faceoff and skate in and get a shot on goal, but he got knocked off his pins. Now Dylan Marks bangs it off the glass, back into the Chicago zone. Now Marks plays the carom. He'll bank it off the boards. So right now, looks like they're playing bumper pool. Marks stepped into that time by Arnold. Arnold controls. Now Marks steps right back into him, and here comes Robbins away with the puck. Skates by one man. He gets tripped, and there will be a tripping penalty. So this will come at 14:33.
Arnold.
Tripping penalty called against the Cougars. So Arnold goes off 2 for tripping. Well, if Fort Wayne's going to get back in this game, it's going to have to make it happen right now. 5:27 to go, period 2. Spacemen trail 3-0. And they have the chance to go back on the power play. And Fisher on the draw. And where there is a Fisher, there is a Barons. But Chicago able to clear the puck almost immediately. And that will take time off the clock for the Fort Wayne power play. It's the first line that started the game. Fisher, Behrens, and Perry. And Fisher dancing into the zone, trying to weave past his defender. He'll spin, come back to the point, to LaPointe. LaPointe, little backhander over to Perry. Perry comes back up high. Now LaPointe over to Fisher. Fisher to Kevin LaPointe. Tries to put the low shot on. And into the glove that time. Wow, through a maze of players, somehow the goaltender, Alex Schultz, saw that, stuck the big glove out, and grabbed the puck.
Even a redirect by Behrens bounced it off the ice. Still can't find a way. Schultz just being an absolute brick wall right now.
Off the draw, Fisher wins it. Goes back to LaPointe. Huffman along the wall. And it winds up on the stick of a Cougar defender, and it will be sent the length of the rink. 1:14 to go in the Fort Wayne power play. 3-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Now Fisher, the Midwest East Player of the Month for September. That attempted pass goes into the netting. Well, one of the things we're noticing, Chicago has a very spirited bench. When somebody makes a play, and either an offensive play or, in this case, clears the puck the length of the rink to thwart the Fort Wayne power play, they're banging their sticks on the boards. Fort Wayne knows it needs a goal. A minute to go in the power play, and this time LaPointe is able to keep it in. Serves it right in front of the net. It bounces in. It's swept out of there, but Fort Wayne regains control. LaPointe just guides it over to Perry. Back to LaPointe. LaPointe takes a look, tries to put the shot on. Barron's looking for a tip opportunity, and it's controlled by Fisher. Fisher takes a look. That goes off a Cougar skate, and that is shot once again the length of the rink and cleared by the Cougars. 30 seconds left in the Fort Wayne power play. Good clear that time by Schlereth, and here comes Fisher with speed. Dances past one defender as he got past Laskowski. Now Fort Wayne looking to attack the net. Now behind the net. Cougars, though, banging off the boards, and it will come to center. Berard stepped in too heavily that time by Schlereth. And here comes Trey Huffman. Huffman spins. Schiebel tries to just feed it on goal. Huffman stepped into. So right now, Chicago stepping up its physicality. Just hugged along the boards that time by Adam Bremy. Berard sends a shot on goal. Bremy clears. And racing back is Emy Johnson. There's going to be a penalty. Boy, they almost freight trained Heward that time, and the net was knocked away, and there is going to be a penalty called. Is it going to be against Fort Wayne, or is it going to be, it looks like it might be, holding on Chicago. That'll be Brett Bauer. He gets the holding call at 17:01. So here is yet another Fort Wayne power play. Spacemen have really pumped up their energy, and I'll tell you what, just the limited time I've had a chance to see this Chicago team, that's a good hockey club. I talked about this earlier. Average age 18.3, average weight 176, average height 6 feet tall. And the other side of the coin, the Spacemen's average age is 17 and a half. Their average height 5'11", the average weight 159. So it's a bigger physical Chicago team, but the Spacemen are skating right with them, and they are skating their hearts out. Now Perry poked away by Heminger, who had the big game last night. Heminger just controlling. Bumped off by Perry, dumps it behind the Fort Wayne goal. Now Fisher to LaPointe, who will trigger the breakout. Comes Kevin LaPointe into the Chicago zone. Flips it off the boards, tries to get past his defender. Looking to center. They scrum from behind the net. Fort Wayne comes away with the puck. Comes back to Fisher, who's manning the point. His drive. Big pad save that time by the goaltender Schultz. Looked like that would have been wide, but he came out to cut the angle off and played it with the pad. 2:08 to go in the period. 1:10 to go in the Fort Wayne power play.
Yeah, the Spacemen still can't find any way to solve the goaltender Schultz tonight, as they're still down by 3, and they are Even though it's only the second period, they might still be running out of time if you can't solve the goalie.
Fort Wayne wins the draw, comes back to Kevin LaPointe. Now he'll come to the top of the circle, cross ice. Fisher with a shot. That caroms away again. Looked like LaPointe tried to collect the rebound. That went off a Cougar skate. Fisher. Cameron Perry with a toe drag. Quick shot and a save once again by Schultz. Well, Fort Wayne was outshot in the first period, 21-14. I think they've really dialed up their shots this period because pretty simple formula. To score goals, you have to get shots on goal. And I think they've averaged a chance to step that up here in period number 2. Once again, LaPointe controls with 50 seconds left in the power play. Chicago, though, will just snap at the length of the rink. Heward plays behind the net. Now Jared Fisher weaves to the left. Behrens breaks out down the middle. Little backhand saucer pass to Fisher. Fisher puts it right on the stick of LaPointe. LaPointe right through the slot, and it just couldn't quite get gathered in by Behrens. Behrens is stepped into heavily that time by Schlereth. And Schlereth is one of the guys who's been throwing his body all over the rink. Heward moves it ahead to Fisher. Fisher puts on the brakes and lets Kazmarek sail by him. Now here comes Behrens. Just flipped into the zone that time by Robbins. Good hustle by Behrens to try to take the puck away from Marcotte. Now it comes back. Berard. Low, quick wrist shot, and that looked like it collected the pad of Schultz that time. Back to playing 5-a-side and 40 seconds to go here in the second period. Chicago with the lone goal to pad its lead to 3-0, and there's going to be a penalty called away from the play. It's going to be tripping, and I believe it might go to Perry, but we'll see.
As you said earlier about Fort Wayne starting to get the shots on goal, one thing my high school coach, Dustin Varrick, talked about, you could throw 100 shots on net, but if there's only 10 real scoring chances, what's the point really? He always boasted or preached quantity over quality.
Yep. No, there's no question about that. So it's Cameron Perry going in for tripping at the 19:27 mark. So Chicago goes on the power play and, of course, will carry over into period 3 unless they score here in the final half minute. Berard rings it around the boards, but cutting in is Marcotte to keep it alive. And now the Cougar power play sets up shop in the Fort Wayne zone, down to 20 seconds to go. Trying to get the quality shot. And that pass is a little too strong that time for Dylan Parker. Right in front, quick shot that time by Martancic, but that went off a Fort Wayne skate down to the final 4 seconds. Can they get off one more shot? Doesn't look like it. Ooh, it is centered right in front. And Emmy Johnson controlled that as time expires here in period 2. So Chicago will still have 1 minute and 27 seconds of power play time left to start period number 3. But right now it's Cougars on top of the Spacemen by the score of 3-0. We'll take a break. We'll recap period 2 and set the stage for the third and final period here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne. The Chicago Cougars lead the Spacemen by the score of 3-0 after 2. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do. Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House here in Fort Wayne, Indiana. Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Fort Wayne Spacemen Network. And tell you what, you can tell this Chicago Cougars team has plenty of experience, and they are tough customers. After defeating the Spacemen last night here at the Ice House 11-5, it's been a much tighter and a much more disciplined hockey game today. But right now it's the Cougars once again prevailing after 40 minutes of play by the score of 3-0. Recapping the action in the first period, Alexander Arnold gave Chicago a 1-0 lead with a power play goal at 14:27. And then Joseph Martancic scored a goal with probably less than 1 second on the clock as he just managed to bang in a rebound off a shot from Braden Heminger. 2-0 Cougars after the first period. Again, a relatively penalty-free game. You have Kesmeric going off for roughing at 5:09. Alvan Berard going off for roughing for the Spacemen at 10:29, and then Berard again interference at 13:15. Then in period number 2, an end-to-end action that was really dominated by the goaltenders, but off a loose puck near the top of the circle, Alec Gamble fired a shot that just managed to beat the Fort Wayne goaltender, Michael Heward. The assist went to Schlereth. That came at 13:13. The lone goal of the period, 3-0 Cougars. Penalties in the period, Stokes went off for slashing for Chicago at 8:49, Arnold for tripping for the Cougars at 14:36, and then Bauer went off for holding at 17:14, but unfortunately the Spacemen could not take advantage of any of those power play opportunities, and then Cameron Perry got a tripping penalty at 19:27 to set up a power play for Chicago, and they still will have power play time left on the clock when we come out for period 3. We talked about the fact that after being outshot by Chicago 21-14 in the first period, the Spacemen really had to dial up the intensity and try to get not only shots but quality shots on goal. Well, the shots in the second period, the Spacemen had 24 to just 9 for Chicago, but the Cougars made one of those 9 shots count, the goal by Gamble. That's why they're ahead 3-0, and Brandon, the other reason they're ahead 3-0 has been the spectacular goaltending of Alex Schultz.
Yeah, Schultz is playing his head off as he's made sure that everything that he sees is square to the shot. And when he has help from his defensive, they're not just, they're screening a goalie. Because I've had that when I played high school. I had my defenseman trying to block a shot, and all they did really was just take away my eyes. These guys with Chicago, the defensemen, make sure if they're going to block a shot, they can block it. And if they have to rely on the goaltender Schultz, he's able to make the save and equal to the task.
And they've done a good job, has the defense of the Cougars, of either blocking some shots with their shin guards or they're just getting in the way, really not giving the Fort Wayne shots a clear path to Schultz. But when they do get through, he has been equal to the task. And you take a look at the shots now. For 2 periods, Fort Wayne has 38-30, yet they trail this 3-0. And you'd love to be in the Fort Wayne locker room because they did everything in that period except for putting the puck in the net. So you wonder what Kaylee Schrock and his assistant coach Josh Moles are going to try to draw up. Something different Fort Wayne can do here in the final 20 minutes. The most important thing is they're going to have to choke off that final bit of power play time that Chicago will have to start this period.
Yeah, that's one thing that they're doing. It's not like they're not having great chances for the Spacemen, but they're just not able to solve Schultz again. I mean, shots, redirects, rebounds, tips, nothing's been able to get through. So now the challenge is, okay, so what has been getting through and what has almost worked for us, and what do we need to stop doing? Because what they do need to stop doing is just throwing it right at them.
Right. Well, again, the Spacemen have had the luxury of playing 4 of their first 5 games here on home ice here at the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House. After today, though, they will not return for 19 days, as it will be a rather lengthy road trip. October 10, 11, 12, and 13, the Spacemen will be at the Detroit Showcase. So 4 games there, and when you're at a showcase like that, there will be a lot of eyes on these young players from perhaps colleges down the line, be they Division 1, 2, or 3. So a very, very important showcase for some of these Fort Wayne players wanting to lift up their careers a little bit. But this is a good brand of hockey, the USPHL. Then October 18th, 19th, and 20th, they will head to Decatur. So they will take on Decatur for 3 games. They do return home briefly. That'll be October 25th for a Friday night face-off against Metro. That'll be at the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House with a 7:30 drop. And then they are going to be road warriors. October 26 and 27 at Columbus. November 2nd at Metro. November 9th and 10th, they take on the Michigan Fighting Irish. November 15th, 16th, and 17th, they'll be on a 3-game trip against Boston. They'll take on these same Chicago Cougars on November 22nd and November 23rd. And then November 24th on a Sunday, they play Midwest. All of those are road games. They'll return home December 7th for an 8:30 p.m. face-off here at the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House against Metro at 8:30. So we'll learn a lot about this hockey team probably through October and into November. They are indeed going to be road warriors. But still, 20 important minutes of hockey here at the Sport 1 Parkview Ice House as the Spacemen trail the Chicago Cougars 3-0 after 2 periods. We'll take a break and set the stage for the 3rd period. You are watching Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport 1 Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And Lucas Crawl.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores!
The rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Back at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, Brandon Porter and Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network, and the ice is clear. We see the Chicago Cougars returning to the ice. Goaltender Michael Heward from the Spacemen is already out as the officials are placing the nets and making sure they're secure in their moorings. So we're about a minute away from starting period 3, and Brandon, I don't think there's any question, probably the first 4 to 5 minutes of this period will be very, very important for Fort Wayne if the Spacemen have any hope of getting back into this contest.
Yeah, they got to find a way to solve the goaltender Schultz. If they have any hope of getting back in, it has to be early in this period.
And Chicago will still have some power play time to start the period as Cameron Perry went off for tripping with just 33 seconds to go in period number 2. So I always find it interesting that it must just be something that happens at the junior level. When the players return to the ice, they all kind of congregate around their bench, and some of the players will stretch along the blue line and things like that, unlike the pros, where usually when you come out on the ice, the only guys really are supposed to be on the ice are the starting 6, or everybody else is supposed to be at their bench. And something else that it looks like has become a bit of a tradition is the head coach of the Spacemen, Kaylee Schrock, gathers his troops around the boards and has some final instructions. And I'm sure some of these are, boys, we have to pop the first goal this period, and you're going to have to finish every check, and we have to keep pouring the pressure on this guy. And you never know. Sometimes it's like hiccups. You can get one past him, then the next thing you know, you might get another and then another. So by no stretch of the imagination are the Spacemen out of this game, but Chicago has played a very tight hockey game led by their goaltender, Alex Schultz. So the teams are about to come to center. Perry goes back into the penalty box, and they are going to have to put that penalty time back up on the clock, and there it goes, 1:27 to go In the Chicago power play, Fisher will start out to take the draw against Braden Heminger. A little slashing back and forth on the wings before they dropped the puck, as that time there was a little joust with Emmy Johnson. Fisher tries to work his way past his defender, Martancic, and it comes back to neutral.
Penalty. And
there is a penalty coming up, and it looks like it's going to be a delayed penalty on Chicago. That'll negate the power play. And let's see what we're going to have. Looks like an elbow. And that will come just 16 seconds into the period. Alec Mahoney gets an elbow just 16 seconds into the period. And that will negate the rest of that power play time that the Cougars had. And that puts the face-off in the Chicago zone to the right of goaltender Alex Schultz. Robbins in on the draw against Heminger. And he wins it cleanly, but unfortunately Huffman couldn't keep it in the zone, so he'll just fire it in. And Fort Wayne will try to apply the heavy forecheck, as that time Spanos almost juggles the puck off the side of his own net. Now Martancic will lead the breakout. 4-on-4 hockey, so a lot more open ice. Cannot get past Alvan Berard. And here comes Robbins. But collecting is Marquette. Racing up to Spanos. Spanos puts the high shot right on. That is gloved by Michael Heward. And that will end that. We've played 48 seconds of the third period. 3-0. The Chicago Cougars ahead of the Spacemen. Looks like Alexander Arnold, who scored the first goal of the game, will be on the draw for Chicago against Robbins, and Fort Wayne wins the faceoff. Huffman will rip it along the boards. Devin Perry steps into his man, and he drops Tomas Ruchala. Now to neutral they come. Cross-ice pass goes to Slingerland. Slingerland comes right back across. Now through the middle, but McNichols can't control, and here comes Fort Wayne. Little toe drag that time, very neatly by Perry. Perry tries to put the pass through the middle. Now Berard with a quick shot, and that is guided out of there with a quick right leg that time of Schultz. Good shot that time by Alvan Berard that got through. And it's interesting because Schultz is kind of favoring that right leg, so I wonder if it got him someplace that wasn't completely padded. Meanwhile, Slingerland wraps it around behind the net. Hoffman works it ahead. Now Fort Wayne on the breakout. They have about 34 seconds of power play time as the penalty to Perry expired. Now Fisher, the top scorer for the Spacemen. LaPointe to Fisher. Fisher comes to center. Now tries to weave through the defense, trying to work his way past Stokes, puts the brakes on, circles back the other way. Now at the half wall, tries to sandwich between two Chicago defenders. And that one is intercepted by Schlereth, but Huffman rides him off the play right in front. Quick shot. What a block that time, as the Chicago defender Stokes gave up his body and blocked a quality shot right there from the low slot. That time it looked like Hoffman took one right in the chops, and he's letting the referee, Josh Scott, hear about that. Now intercepted this time by Martancic. He'll try to spin away from LaPointe. Looks like he could saucer the pass through, but that's intercepted by Fisher. Fisher keeps the puck alive. Good footwork there. Working Marquette, puts the brakes on, tries to slide it through, but the cutting Barons just can't quite catch up with the pass. Trey Huffman tried to backhand it into the corner, and we're going to have a trip called against Huffman. And he's barking at the referee, Josh Scott. That will come at 2:51.
Schultz still kind of shaking that leg a little bit. Goaltending equipment has evolved quite drastically.
Trey Huffman goes off 2 for tripping at the 2:51 mark, and here comes that Chicago power play once again. And I'll tell you what, when you are having to skate with just 4 guys out there and always try to choke off your opposition's power plays, first of all, you can't keep your lines together, and then secondly, that will fatigue a lot of guys who have to spend a lot of time on the ice working on the opposition power play. Shot right on, and again smothered by Michael Heward, who's had a tremendous game in goal for the Spacemen.
Yeah, as I was saying, goaltending equipment has evolved over the years, but you still find those gaps, especially with pads, gloves, and blockers. Everything has evolved drastically to help protect the goalie. Even at one point, goalies never even wore a helmet.
That shot is guided away by the stick of Heward, and here come the Spacemen breaking out. McNeil can't get by his defender, Slingerland, but now McNeil circles. They'll give it another try, and Slingerland comes away with the puck. Long pass. That's a little too strong, and that's an icing. Interesting. One linesman had a hand up, the other was waving it off. But they do call icing. 16:33 to go in the contest. Face off to the right of goaltender Alex Schultz. Lucas Robbins in on the draw for Fort Wayne against Alexander Arnold. Niftily won by Robbins. But that time Johnson couldn't keep the puck in, and this could be another icing. No, they wave it off as winning the race is Laskowski. He sends it along the boards. Fort Wayne able to clear. Now circling out with speed is Ruchala. Ruchala really flying up the ice. Still has control. Tries to put a shot short side. Well, that almost handcuffed Heward. Big drive from the point. That whistles wide. And that comes out of the zone. Having to hustle after the puck is Marquette. It was his shot that missed everything and then rung around the boards. Headman's at that time to Alexander Arnold. Arnold shot. Good job again by Heward holding his ground, and now some of the body contact is picking up and a slash behind the play that wasn't detected. Corbin Schiebel thought he took a little bit of a shot, so he gave Marquette a little shot back. Now Fort Wayne dumps it in the corner. Still 20 seconds of power play time remain. Heminger weaving through center. Slides past Fisher. Now works it over to Dylan Parker. And that shot winds up in the netting, and it will be a face-off in the Fort Wayne zone. Still 6 seconds of power play time left for the Cougars. 15-15 left in period 3.
Spacemen doing a good job making sure that the puck's not in their zone very long in this power play. Try to keep this within reach.
Dylan Marks tries to clear, but it winds up again over the boards in the Fort Wayne bench. So just 2 seconds left in the penalty to Trey Huffman. Yeah, thankfully it's been a much different contest than last night when tempers flared and the game devolved into penalties that were fights, misconducts, ejections. Coming out of the box, Huffman with a shot, steered aside by Schultz. Unbelievable play by Schultz as Huffman came out of the box and took the pass in full stride. Got a great shot off, but Schultz able to stick the big leg out. Now LaPointe putting some pressure on Spanos. It comes ahead, and here's Dylan Marks, knocked down from behind. That time Mahoney tries to come in, but Fort Wayne intercepts. And here come the Cougars. A little flip pass right in front. Right on the spot again was Heward as he denied Martancic. Fort Wayne looking for another breakout. Racing in, though, is Trevor Stokes. He'll just bounce it on goal, and dropping to a knee and putting the glove up, playing it like a infielder, was Michael Heward.
Despite the score being 3-0 in favor of Chicago, this has been a really good goaltending battle between Schultz and Heward.
Yeah, if you like good goaltending, you have seen it from both goaltenders, Alex Schultz and Michael Heward. And really, Heward had no chance on the three that have managed to slip past him. Berard rings it around the boards. LaPointe stepped into. Well, Devin Perry trying to put some pressure on. Slick play by Stokes, but intercepted. Oh, that was a dangerous play there, and there's going to be a penalty as that time Schlereth just basically railroaded the Spaceman forward, Lucas Robbins.
Looks like it's going to be a cross check.
And with the proximity to the boards, that was dangerous. So Schlereth goes in. So Schlereth goes in for the cross check at the 6:11 mark, and now here comes the Fort Wayne power play, which was so lethal its first 3 games. Trey Huffman on the draw, as he was battling that time with Leskowski in a battle of number 9s. Quick shot by Fisher.
On the knob.
Fisher pays the price that time as he was stepped into right after he took the shot. Fort Wayne trying to get something set up. There's a heavy body check that time by Trevor Stokes. Come around, Fisher between the leg pass. Here's LaPointe. That low shot kicked out again. Great toe save by Schultz, as Behrens was trying to get there for a rebound. Delayed offside against Fort Wayne, but they touch. Still a minute 26 to go in the Fort Wayne power play. They're getting quality shots, but that time Alex Schultz again stuck out the right toe and denied Fort Wayne from getting on the board. Now racing in is Heminger. That quick shot blockered aside by Heward. Big hit behind the net, but Heminger stays on his pins, and he'll come out with the puck, tries to center. Little backhander that was put on that time by Martancic. And that puck winds up in the Fort Wayne bench. 55 seconds left in the Spacemen power play. 12:43 to go in period 3. 3-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars. Glad you could join us here on the Spacemen Broadcast Network. Well, I imagine shutouts are few and far between in this league because there's so much speed, there's so much offensive skill, and goaltenders are probably going to face plenty of shots night in and night out. But Alex Schultz has been amazing between the pipes, and again, so has the Fort Wayne goaltender, Michael Heward. And Martancic, who's been all over the ice for Chicago, takes the heavy hit that time from Perry. Now Berard has it go through his skates, and there's Martancic again with the forecheck. They come behind the net. Fort Wayne looking for a breakout. 20 seconds left in the power play. Gathered by Robbins. Robbins takes a look. Tries to center it in front, and Perry can't quite track it down. Martancic does, and he clears the zone. Spinning is Berard. Schiebel has to flip it back because they were going to be onside, and it winds up in the Fort Wayne zone. Intercepted that time in a quick shot as Heward got over, but Arnold anticipated that clearing attempt from Heward, and he intercepted it. Now the teams are playing 5 aside as the clock winds down to 11:36 in period 3. Come cross ice. Brimmy dumps it in. They try to clear, but kept in again. That time by Slingerland. Fort Wayne having a little problem in this sequence clearing the zone. There's a low shot that just whistles wide from Alec Gamble, who scored the lone goal of the second period. And right now it's the guys in green who are all over the ice. Bremy spins across, and there is no available Cougar, but now it comes back to the point. That's a shot right on, blockered high and into the net that time by Heward. So a tremendous sequence. That time that was Cervantes with the quick wrist shot, pouring a ton of pressure on the Fort Wayne net. 10:55 left in the match, still 3-0 in favor of the Chicago Cougars. Schlereth coming in for the draw against the Fort Wayne captain, Jared Fisher. And it comes along the wall. Trey Huffman has it, sidesteps the check. But just coming right out in front with the backhander that time was Keith Kasmerick. And again, a great job by Heward to hold his ground and take that off his chest.
Yep, Spacemen kind of hemmed in their own zone.
Yeah.
They're getting a taste of what they've been doing the first 3 games of the season.
Schlereth and Fisher. This time Chicago controls, but it's cleared to neutral. Now the puck wanders into the Chicago zone where it's quickly flipped out by Stokes, and that winds up over the boards. Well, Chicago really is doing a good job of its forecheck, and giving Schultz a clear look, and not many second chances for Fort Wayne on shots, but the Spacemen have to know, number one, they need a goal, and number two, pretty soon the clock's going to start becoming their enemy. This should be another icing, and it is. Well, probably the biggest guy on the ice is number 11, Keith Kasmerick. I don't think he's been seeing a regular shift, though, Brandon. I think he's been used rather spottily as Schlereth and Fisher go at it again for the faceoff. Fort Wayne controls. There's a big drive and a one-timer, and it hits Perry. So Fort Wayne having all sorts of difficulty getting shots through. Fisher puts one on. And again, a clear view for Schultz, and he just gobbled it up.
Shot from the point was a good opportunity because there's a lot of traffic. Unfortunately, it caught Perry, so it kind of broke that play up. Fisher was able to find it, shoot it, but again, it's just a straight-on shot right into the gut.
Fisher stays on the ice, and he'll draw with Heminger, and he wins the draw, and then it kind of caroms off his own skate. And racing ahead is Mahoney. Mahoney with speed, trying to center right across the net, and it looks like the pipe came off its mooring. Boy, that was going to be a good scoring opportunity for the Cougars, but I believe the puck came off its mooring, so the faceoff will be in the Fort Wayne zone. To the left of goaltender Michael Heward. 10 minutes, 11 seconds here in the hockey game. Well, and you would know better than I, Brandon, since I wasn't unable to be here last night, but both of these teams at this stage look a little tired, and maybe a lot of what happened last night took something out of them, maybe mentally as much as physically.
Yeah, they were playing with great speed, but once things started getting very physical between the teams, one has to wonder about, as you said, the physical side of everything, them being worn out coming into the night.
Behrens tries to smack the puck on the face-off past Heminger. Now right in front. 2 shots that time. Great play that time by Mahoney and super goaltending by Heward. Puck's right in front. They scramble in front.
And it's in.
Somehow a rebound was poked in, and it's 4-0 in favor of the Cougars. Well, Heward did everything he possibly could. And it was about the 4th or 5th jab at it that finally got it home. The goal will come at the 10:03 mark. And we'll see who gets credit for it. Well, Mahoney gets the goal, Heminger gets an assist, and I believe Martancic got one as well at the 10:03 mark. So Mahoney had most of the shots during that sequence, and I guess the third time was the charm, and Heward has to again smother up another Chicago scoring opportunity. So now it's 4-0 in favor of the Cougars with 9:48 to go. And that was really a shame from the Michael Heward perspective because he made 2 or 3 quality saves, and the defense just couldn't clear the puck out of there.
No, that's one thing that you need to do as defensive is if your goalie is making save after save after save, you got to get in there and clear the puck out of the crease, just even if it's just an icing.
So as we wind down to the 9:30 mark, the Spacemen need some instant offense. Here comes McNeil trying to dance through the defense. Just throws his defender Cervantes to the ice, who was trying to put the hip into him. But now come the Cougars back the other way at Schlereth, and there is a Cougar down, as I think there was a collision between one of the Spacemen and a Cougar right at the blue line who seems to be writhing in pain, and I think he's clutching a knee.
Looks like Parker.
Well, the good news is Dylan Parker is getting to his feet, but he's in some significant pain, and he needs some assistance from his teammates to get off the ice.
Hopefully everything's going to be okay on that end for Parker.
Yeah, you never want to see anybody get hurt, but it looked like it was a collision with one of the Spacemen, and right now one of the Cougars is politicking the referee for a penalty against Fort Wayne. I think Heminger thought that one of the Spacemen. It was either an interference or he put a leg into the guy, but no penalty in the face-off outside the Fort Wayne zone. Fort Wayne comes away with it, flipped into the zone. Schultz will try to corral it with the big stick and flip it around the boards. Big hit on Laskowski that time, who just basically pulls the guy who hit him, Perry, to the ice. And Josh Scott, and they're still exchanging some words and elbows. And that time, wow, and there's going to be a penalty there. And I'll tell you what, Perry got hit, and he's down. But the man who tried to start the whole thing got the worst end of it. He was trying to blindside him, and now the game has started to devolve into a mess. And one of the Cougars has his gloves off, so that's going to be interesting. Now Cameron Perry is hurt. And again, this all started with a sequence with Perry being held to the ice by the Chicago player, and I think the Chicago player may be virtually unconscious. They were throwing an elbow at each other, and right now Cameron Perry is injured for the Spacemen, but there seems to be a significant injury to one of the Chicago Cougars. Then after that, everything broke loose, and there was a big scrum near center ice.
They brought out the defibrillator.
Yep. Well, a really concerning moment here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House in what had been a very cleanly played game. So we're going to take a break right now, and we'll try to update you with the status. Fort Wayne's Cameron Perry is injured. We'll try to get the number of the injured Chicago Cougars. So we'll take a break and be back with more from the Parkview Sport One Ice House. 8:49 to go in the third period. Chicago leading Fort Wayne 4-0. This is Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walking clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age.
Back at the Parkview Sportwin Ice House, Brandon Porter, Kent Horman here in the Spacemen Broadcast Network, and what had been a rather swiftly played game with, very few penalties and things like that. Boy, all of a sudden something happened here with 8:49 to go, where there was a major collision right near the Chicago Cougars blue line. Cameron Perry also was involved for the Spacemen. He was down on the other side of the blue line for a significant amount of time. Some of the Spacemen were able to get him up. He was really favoring his left leg as they managed to guide him over to the Fort Wayne bench. We're not going to identify the Chicago player yet because we want to be absolutely certain, but he has been on the ice for quite a while, and all we can say is the injury does look to be somewhat significant. So there is a break in the action right now because the medical staff here, a police officer from Fort Wayne Police Department, just came to the ice, so they are trying to make sure that they stabilize this young man for the Chicago Cougars and offer him the best medical treatment possible. So he remains on the ice right now, and several people are administering treatment to him. So we're going to step aside for another break and try and have an update. It's 4-0 in favor of Chicago over the Spacemen. Again, 8:49 to go in the hockey game. You're watching Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team in the Summit Athletic Conference, we've got you covered. Like, follow, and subscribe for all the latest.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit parkviewsportsmedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels. Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express walk-in clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Parkview Ortho Express, located at the Sport One Parkview Fieldhouse, gives you access to quick care and orthopedic physicians when you need it most. Get x-rays, treatment, and referrals to Parkview Care, all in the convenience of a walk-in clinic. Parkview Ortho Express is open Monday through Thursday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m., Friday, 7 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Saturday, 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Brooks steals it, tips it away to himself. He'll go to the hoop and slam it down.
They attack, they get a great shot.
Here he comes. And look at his goal.
Shot hits the post. And the centering feed to Luke Gibson. Shot scores.
Rush comes. Oh, almost picked off by Ethan Hoover.
And the takedown.
The Kelly Automotive Group is simple, transparent, reliable. Simple. Our customer specialists make buying a car easy and fun. Transparent. Our price listed is the best price. No hassle, no gimmicks. Reliable. Buy with confidence and peace of mind. We work hard to ensure the best value however you shop. Come see us in Decatur at the 2733 Auto Mall and shop 7 brands in one location. The Kelly Automotive Group. Simple, transparent, reliable.
It's the comets. Comets falling from the sky. 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 Comets falling from the sky.
Joint pain, sprains, strains, or a possible broken bone? Make the Parkview Ortho Express Walk-In Clinic your first stop when you have an orthopedic or sports injury. Call 260-266-4007 for more information.
Get mad about blue. Get mad about your Fort Wayne Mad Ants. When looking for the best basketball action in town, it's the Go to FortWayneMadAnts.com for the complete game schedule. See your Fort Wayne Mad Ant in action. Get mad about blue.
Developing athletes to be foundationally strong. Healthy and consistent training. Expert staff. Long-term athletic development. Parkview Sports Medicine Performance. Any athlete, any age, any skill level.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do to improve athletes at all levels.
Welcome to the Summit City, home to the 260's dedicated high school athletes and fans. Each victory and celebration captured by our cameras. Treasure the highlights from the Summit Athletic Conference this season, or complete games live or on demand. After all, nobody's more proud to call Fort Wayne home than SummitCitySports.com.
The Acme Bar and Grill, where neighbors meet. A Fort Wayne tradition since 1941. We feature nightly dinner specials along with our iconic pizza, wings, and pork tenderloins, and barbecue in our family-friendly atmosphere with a retro flair. Additionally, we offer a full bar with 26 beers on tap from various Midwest breweries. We also have an area perfect for private events such as meetings, reunions, and banquets that holds up to 50 people. The Acme Bar and Grill, located in the heart of East State Village, where neighbors...
For every victory, for every highlight, for every team.
Well, back here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House, the injured player for the Chicago Cougars, and there were a lot of medical personnel, including police, ambulance authority people, firefighters, and in all likelihood, because he had to leave the ice on a stretcher, he likely is on his way to a local hospital. Now, Fort Wayne is on a 5-minute power play. Puck bounces right in front. Robbins is dumped. But now, Jimmy Johnson puts the shot right on. That caroms that time off of Robbins. Racing in is LaPointe. It'll be cleared the length of the rink. Heward backhands it off the boards. And now Fort Wayne will try to recycle. Time Marquette dumps it into the Fort Wayne zone. Well, first you had the serious injury to the Chicago player, and Cameron Perry was also hurt from Fort Wayne in that sequence, but there were a number of penalties handed out from a post-whistle scrum, so we'll get those to you for the next whistle stoppage. As Emmy Johnson goes behind the net. Kept in with some good stick work by Kevin LaPointe. Comes across to Fisher, top of the circle. His wrist shot goes off the glove of Schultz. Rebound is caroming around, and that'll go the length of the rink. Trey Huffman of Fort Wayne got a 4-minute roughing penalty. Devin Perry got a 2-minute unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. Brett Bauer of the Cougars got 4 minutes for roughing. Ryan McNichols got 2 minutes for roughing for the Cougars, and then Tim Laskowski got a 5-minute kneeing major, and Fort Wayne right now is on a 3.5-minute power play. But only 7:18 remains in the hockey game. And right now, Chicago will be content to let the clock do a bunch of work for them. As time is running out in the Spacemen, who trail 4-0. Schiebel circles up toward center. Tries to slide past his man, but a good poke check that time by Alexander Arnold. Pass goes into the feet of LaPointe, but collected by Schiebel, who leaves a drop pass for LaPointe. Now Schiebel will try to run it down behind the goal. And Schlereth manages to rip it the length of the rink. Chicago goes for a line change. And Fort Wayne will reset behind its own net. That pass is a little too strong for Berard, and it's just shot down the Fort Wayne zone again. We have confirmation that the injured Chicago Cougar was Tim Laskowski, and it was a rather interesting sequence that led to that injury. He was banging along with Cameron Perry in the Chicago zone, and then he was trying to line somebody up right at the blue line, and he had a huge collision with a teammate. Cameron Perry also went down with what appeared to be a left leg injury, but you had all sorts of emergency and medical personnel tending to Tim Laskowski to first stabilize him.
He is being transported to a local hospital, but we have received word that he is able to move his extremities at this time.
That is excellent news. And kudos to all of the emergency personnel on hand here at the Ice House who just raced onto the ice immediately to stabilize that young man. So and that's good when you can hear that you're moving the extremities.
So we will keep his family of the Laskowskis in our thoughts and prayers that he makes a speedy recovery.
Yep. And recovery is the key. You hope that he'll continue to be playing hockey here very shortly. A scramble in front of the net, but Fort Wayne can't finish, and now it's poked again into the Fort Wayne zone. Dylan Marks loses control, and Fort Wayne will recycle and try to come back the other way. Still 1:10 left in the power play. Barron slides past his defender. Quick shot, and again blocked that time. Tremendous save on the rebound that time. Fisher cannot believe it. 2 unbelievable saves that time by Alex Stoltz, and Fisher is looking skyward like how on earth did that rebound not find the back of the net? And all he's doing right now is just smiling at Schultz like, okay, I've given you everything I have, and you've knocked out everything I've had.
Schultz just playing amazing right now.
Well, Fisher against Joseph Martancic, who has been all over the ice for the Cougars. Shot right on again. A quick shot that time by Huffman, and Schultz smothers it up. And still 56 seconds of power play time left for the Spacemen. Fisher and Martancic on the draw, and then they have to back out the wingers behind the linesman getting ready to drop the puck. Well, the draw just winds up in the circle. There's a one-timer by Barons, and look out, that almost clipped Marquette. They battle in front, and tell you what, Huffman is being massaged all over the place, and the puck finds its way back into the Fort Wayne zone. Circling is Kevin LaPointe. Still 36 seconds left in the power play, but LaPointe is ridden off the play. And here comes Arnold. Arnold tries to stuff it home. Good job by Heward to hold his ground and keep the puck out. And now here's the captain, Fisher. Tries to slide past his defender, but can't get the job done. Well, Barons sidesteps the check. Takes the hit that time as he's stepped into by Alexander Arnold. who kind of stares him down after that, and we're going to have a penalty. It'll be a trip, and that will come at 16:05.
It's like Rucala's going to go to the box.
A tripping call on Tomas Ruchala.
Looks like Spacemen will take a timeout.
16:05 mark. .355 to go in the hockey game. Fort Wayne will briefly have a two-man advantage, but there's only 6 seconds remaining on the penalty. The first penalty. So, well, the Spacemen again need instant offense. They've had a number of power plays, but have not been able to get the puck past the outstanding goaltender of Chicago, Alex Schultz. You know, ironically, as I take a look at the board, Laskowski got a 5-minute major for kneeing, and then he got the worst of it when he ran into his own teammate. And he lay on the ice for quite a while all of the emergency personnel were tending to him, and as Brandon pointed out, transported to a local hospital, but was moving all extremities. That is good news. Fisher, who's seen a lot of ice time here on the draw against Heminger, and Fisher wins it. There's a one-time draw, pad save that time. Behrens put a laser right on, but Schultz just kicked out the left leg. And now Heminger is racing in, battling with LaPointe for the puck. 1:44 now left on a one-man advantage. Trey Hoffman tried to move it ahead, but a little too strong that time for Johnson, so it winds up right back in the Fort Wayne zone. And time is becoming the enemy of the Fort Wayne Spacemen. Now just 3:20 left in the hockey game, and they trail 4-0. Here's Huffman, top of the circle, little toe drag, backhander, goes way over the goal. Huffman tries to get the puck where he can try to find a way to center it. And battling behind the net, Behrens working on his man, Dakota Slingerland. Back to the point. LaPointe puts it on the stick of Johnson. One-timer and a good block that time by Schultz. I believe it would have been off the side of the net. There will be a penalty coming up. Whistle blows. And let's see what we're going to get as far as more penalty time in what has now been a somewhat penalty-filled third period. This one will come at 17:07.
Looks like both Stokes and Huffman.
Probably going to get roughing each way.
See, that's one thing that they should just kind of finish the game as cleanly as possible. We've already had one incident result in an injury. Last thing we need is to have another play result in another big injury.
And we don't know the extent of Cameron Perry's injury, too. Behrens wins the draw, but he won it too well, and he catapulted it back past Kevin LaPointe. LaPointe circles behind his own net, starts the breakout. Amy Johnson, now to Fisher. Fisher manages to weave past one defender as he got past Mahoney. Now Johnson pinching in. Tries to set it up. He uses that big body near the top of the circle, but that shot is deflected away by Mahoney. So a lot of shots had not even gotten through to Schultz, and when they have, he has been equal to the task every night. Big hit that time on LaPointe. Down to 2:10 to go. I'll tell you what, Schlereth loves playing the body. One-timer that time by McNeil, just misses. Now Fisher to Behrens. Up top it comes to LaPointe. LaPointe takes a look, snaps the shot right. A big pad save again on the rebound. Dancing in. Another quick shot that time, and that just misses by Amy Johnson. And tempers are flaring here in the final 1:48. And now you've got two Cougars. And there's Kazmarek trying to start something late in the game. Two Cougars were hugging each other. As you said, you got 1:48 to go. You just want to finish off the game and not have any more silliness, but it looks like there will be more penalty time handed out. Cervantes goes in at the 18-12 mark. And Perry goes in. No, he doesn't. So you did have coincidental minors. You had Cervantes for Chicago and McNeil of Fort Wayne each go off 2 minutes roughing. 18:12 is the time, so there's only 1 minute and 48 seconds left to play.
And let's just hope we can get through that minute 48 cleanly.
Yeah, Robbins battles with Schler. A shot right on again, and a big save by Schultz.
Another penalty.
Another penalty indeed, and this is going to go against Chicago, a delayed penalty. Berard gets it into the corner, a little too strong for Robbins. It's touched up. And what will the penalty be? This will come at the 18:27 mark. Looks like that's going to be Adam Brimmy. So again, coincidental minors.
Schiebel goes for Fort Wayne on that one as well.
So Josh Scott putting up with nothing from either of these teams. And it looks like one of the spacemen is being removed from the game, and I believe that was Logan Robbins. I believe it was Logan Robbins.
Actually, it looked like McNeil out of the box.
Oh, was it McNeil?
Since they're not going to come out until the end of the game anyway.
So 97 versus 87, Logan McNeil. So he just headed straight for the Fort Wayne locker room. And we are down to the final minute and a half of hockey here at the Parkview Sport One Ice House. Another big hit by the Spacemen, as absorbing the check that time was Huffman. Well, you got McNichols running all over the ice right now trying to take somebody's head off. Walking right in, good play that time, quick shot by Perry, but oh, what a great save that time. As Devin Perry slipped past one defender, quality shot, and here comes Spanos breaking out. So 1 minute left in the game, and it looks like we're going to have more penalty time handed out.
Huffman and Gamble.
This is going to be at 19:01. So Huffman and Gamble go off. And it's either going to be probably roughing or unsportsmanlike. So 59 seconds left in the match.
Fort Wayne number 5, Garrett Kaufman. Chicago number 65, Adam Brimmy.
It's sportsmanlike.
Yep. And I believe they got Brimmy instead of Gamble. Down to the final 44. Now Mahoney racing down the left wing. Weaves past Perry. Missing the hip check that time. There's a shot that just whistles wide. And now down to the final 28. And here comes Perry as Devin Perry tries to break out one last time. Weaves past his defender, and there's going to be an offside on the Spaceman. Boy, a good move that time by Devin Perry to get past Mahoney, but his wingman astride offside down to the final 18 seconds of this one. It's been a good hockey game. The unfortunate injury to Tim Laskowski and also to Fort Wayne's Cameron Perry. Fisher again, Kaczmarek. Now down to the final 10 seconds. And Fort Wayne's going to try to clear the zone. One last rush. You're going to have to take the shot. Here comes Behrens breaking in. Behrens looks, shoots. It's over the top of the net. And that will do it as the horn sounds. A tremendous job of goaltending by Alex Schultz results in the shutout. And a 4-0 final for the Chicago Cougars over the Fort Wayne Spacemen. We'll take a break and wrap things up from the Ice House. You're watching Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.
Thank you for supporting Summit City Sports. For the last several years, we've provided the Fort Wayne community and beyond with coverage of a variety of sports, thanks to our title sponsorship from Parkview Sports Medicine. Since we began in 2015, our annual budget has covered the cost of videographers and commentators to over 300 plus games each year. New equipment and maintenance of that equipment, along with increased broadcast rights fees from the IHSAA. This season, we're reaching out to friends, families, and local businesses for additional sponsorships and donations. You can help us grow and get coverage to your favorite team or sport. A Summit City Sports sponsorship or donation will help make that happen. We have the goal of bringing fans live stream games of every SAC game we cover. With the additional funds, we'd invest in mobile internet devices, allowing us to bring our supporters every SAC conference football and boys and girls basketball games live, as well as more coverage for sports like cross country, tennis, golf, swimming, wrestling, track and field, baseball, and softball. For more information on sponsorships or how to donate, visit SummitCitySports.com.
Parkview Sports Medicine's integrated sports medicine team is built to serve the needs of all athletes in all sports. Our team's only goal is to improve athletes in every facet. PSM offers performance training to help athletes get better on the field, dedicated athletic rehabilitation and physical therapy to help them get better off of it, certified athletic trainers in our PSM schools providing daily support to our athletes, and a specialized orthopedic walk-in clinic when injury strikes. Call 260-266-4007 to speak to our care navigators or visit ParkviewSportsMedicine.com to learn more about what we can do.
And so we are back at the Parkview Sport 1 Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The Chicago Cougars knocked off the Fort Wayne Spacemen by a score of 4-0. But before we get going to the end game recap with Kent Horman, on behalf of the Spacemen organization, we would like to have Leskowski in our thoughts and prayers, as he is currently at the hospital here in Fort Wayne recovering from an injury. So on behalf of the Spacemen organization, the fans, the staff, and the personnel, we'd like to keep Tim Leskowski's family in our thoughts and prayers.
Well, you never like to see anything like that in hockey, and it was an unfortunate situation where there was a little bit of a scrum between he and Cameron Perry in the corner, and then he was trying to line up a check. I think he was trying to line up Perry, actually, and he did hit him with his knee, but as he was doing that, he freight-trained into one of his own players, and again, we cannot nearly describe the extent of the injury, but he lay on the ice virtually motionless for quite a while. And it was great to see medical personnel at the ice house, trainers, staff. All of a sudden you had a police officer on the scene, you had fire department people on the scene, you had EMTs on the scene. So they tried to immobilize and stabilize him as quickly as possible. And as you talked, Brandon, he's at a local hospital right now, and the early indications are good when you talk about being able to move the extremities. And you just don't like to see an injury like that. And we're also going to have to find out what happened to Cameron Perry, because he received that knee and he was down across the blue line for quite a while until it took two Fort Wayne Spacemen teammates to help him up and guide him to the bench, and he was favoring his left leg. As we recap the third period, there was just one goal, and that was scored by Alec Mahoney. The assist went to Braden Heminger and also to Martancek of the Chicago Cougars. That came at 10:03. And that was the lone goal of the period. That made it 4-0 in favor of Chicago. And again, a relatively cleanly played hockey game, but then just as a result of that situation where Huffman was called for kneeing, Huffman got, or I shouldn't say Huffman, I should say Laskowski, but the penalties in the third period, because you had the hit by Laskowski, which resulted in an injury, and then you had virtually a full player scrum on the ice. So Trey Huffman of the Spacemen got 4 minutes roughing. Devin Perry got unsportsmanlike conduct. That was for the Spacemen. And then Brett Bauer, 4 minutes roughing. Ryan McNichols got 2 minutes for roughing, and then Laskowski got the 5-minute kneeing. That all came at 11:11. At the 16:05 mark, Tomas Rukala went off for tripping. Then you had basically teams just getting coincidental Myers. Trevor Strokes and Trey Huffman roughing at 17:07. Adam Cervantes, Brandon McNeil went off at 18:12 for roughing. Then you had Adam Bremy and Corbin Schiebel of Fort Wayne going off for roughing at 18:27. Jack Huffman and Bremy went off at 19:01 for unsportsmanlike conduct. So as we take a look at some of the final results, again, 2 goals for Chicago in the first period, 1 in the second, 1 in the third, and they end up winning 4-0. As we take a look at the shots on goal for the third period, Chicago outshot Fort Wayne 13-12. So for the game, Fort Wayne had 40 shots on goal. No, check that. Chicago had 40 shots on goal. And then Schultz ended up making, let's take a look at this, 50 saves. Wow. He made 50 saves in the game, so Fort Wayne had 50 shots on goal. Absolutely unbelievable. And so, yeah, it was good goaltending each way. I'll tell you what, Michael Heward had a great goaltending time for Fort Wayne almost any other time, especially with the explosive Fort Wayne offense. They're going to win that game. And tremendous job of goaltending by Heward, but I'll tell you what, it was the Alex Schultz show today for the Chicago Cougars.
Indeed it was. He stood on his head, made the saves when he had to, and relied on his defense when he needed to clear the pucks out of the way, get them out of the crease, or help him try to track the rebounds.
Well, for the season, Chicago raises its record to 6-1, while the Fort Wayne Spacemen fall to 3-2, and that'll just about do it for us from here from the Fort Wayne Parkview Sport One Ice House in Fort Wayne, Indiana. The final score is the Chicago Cougars 4 and the Fort Wayne Spacemen 0. For Brandon Porter, I'm Kent Horman. Once again, all the best to the Laskowski family. We hope Tim Laskowski is okay and will be able to return to hockey very, very soon. That'll do it. Final score again, 4-0 Chicago over Fort Wayne. You've been watching Fort Wayne Spacemen Hockey on the Spacemen Broadcast Network.